How to ask for help. If this is your challenge, if you're really struggling with this, if you feel like you are a burden to your family or friends, and if you don't know how to ask for help, and on the other hand you're really struggling with losing your independence, then this video is for you, because today I'm going to be talking about this. How to ask for help and not feel like you are asking for too much. How to accept that it's okay to ask and know that the other person still has the opportunity to either decline if they think it's too much or accept if it's okay with them. I constantly have the feeling anything is too much to ask, even though if someone asked me, I would probably help them as long as I could. This is Gala's question, and I know that this topic is extremely important, and you know, this was a challenge, a big challenge for me as well. I was losing my independence, and you know, when you are depending on someone else and when you really have to start accepting the help, it can be really challenging, it can be hard. And you know, I was brought up as I should be like a strong, independent woman and I can do all the things on my own. So when something like this happens, you know, you are like in this really weird situation. On one hand, this little voice is telling you you can do everything on your own, and then on the other hand, your physical body is not allowing you. So I know that this is a big challenge for a lot of you, because I'm getting these kind of questions all the time, and not just, you know, on YouTube or Facebook or through emails. I'm also getting these kind of questions from my clients. So at the beginning, when something like this happens, I know it can be really difficult, and you know, it doesn't matter, it doesn't mean that you have to live on your own, that you have this kind of challenge. You can also be in a completely happy family with a husband or wife and kids and still feel like a burden to them. Because you know, especially women, I know for a lot of women, we feel like that we have to do everything on our own and that we have to take care of our families, and when we are not able to do this anymore, we are in a really difficult situation. So today I'm gonna be talking about this, and I'm gonna share with you how you can start asking for help and how to start putting yourself out of this comfort zone, because I know that this is really uncomfortable. It can be uncomfortable. If this is your challenge, if you don't know how to ask for help, then you will have to put yourself out of this comfort zone. And I have to say that, you know, if you would ask me right now if I need any help, my first go-to answer is no, I'm fine. I'm completely okay, I can do everything on my own. But I know that if I do some brainstorming, if I write down the things that I would really need help with, you know, my second answer would be a bit different. So let's talk about this, how you can start asking for help. The thing that I suggest you right now is to take a notebook and a pen, because you're going to be brainstorming. And another thing that I also suggest you is that do this kind of brainstorming when you feel okay, when you feel calm, when you have more clear mind, because otherwise, you know, if you're trying to brainstorm something when you have some sort of panic attack, it's really hard to come up with things that you need help with. So take your time, and first of all, what I want you to do is to write down everything that you need help with. And you know, like I said, it can be challenging. It was challenging for me as well. It's challenging for my clients all the time, because it's really, you know, like I said, if you were brought up like I was, you know, being strong and independent woman, then whatever you're come up with, you're like, oh no, I can do this, or no, I can do that as well. But really do some brainstorming and just write down everything. This can be help with groceries or laundry or your animals or whatever it is. Write down as many ideas as possible. So now that you have your list, let's say that you wrote down 10 or 15 things, take this and organize this and put it in a different order. So what I mean is that take things that you need the most help with to the things that you need the least help with. So next time, how is this gonna help you? Next time when someone calls you and asks you if you need any kind of help, you will know exactly, because you're gonna take this list, you're gonna go over it, and you will say, yes, I need help here because this is more important than this or this or this. The next step depends where you're at in your recovery. So what I mean with that is that if you injured yourself recently, then it's more likely that people are gonna call you and ask you if you need any kind of help. But if your recovery is going on for a few weeks or for a few months, then it's less likely that people are gonna ask you if you need any kind of help, especially if you decline that at the beginning. You know, like I said at the beginning, my go-to answer is usually no, I'm completely okay, I don't need any kind of help, and I know a lot of people who do the same. So, you know, when my friends injure themselves or if they get sick or whatever, I always ask them if they need any kind of help because I really want to help them. And a lot of the times the answer is no, I'm completely okay. So, you know, when you get this rejection, when people say that they're completely okay, usually we don't ask anymore. So if this is your situation, then you have to know that you will have to reach out. And one thing that can really help you is to write down, again, do another list of your closest friends or relatives that you can ask for help. So you're gonna have to do this step. You're gonna have to ask, step out of this box and reach out. But if you injured yourself recently, then, you know, maybe people are gonna call you and ask you if you need help. If this is not gonna happen, do like I said. Write down the list of your closest friends, of your relatives, maybe neighbors, whoever that can help you out. And the last step in this process is to be open to receiving this kind of gifts, to receiving this kind of help, and just say thank you. You know, be grateful, and it's okay to ask for help. And you know, if you are not really sure if people are gonna say yes or no, just think about how you would react. If someone would ask you for help, would you say like no? Let's say that your friend or relative or a neighbor ask you if you can give them a hand with something, would you say like no, I don't want to help you? Probably not. You would probably say, yes, of course, just let me know what kind of help you need. So that's the reason why this list is so important, because it's going to be easier for you and for the other person that is gonna help you out. So this is about this process, about asking for help, about putting yourself out there, reaching out to people. And one thing that you really have to remember is that you deserve this. It's okay to ask for help. And if you are not sure, and maybe if you're afraid that someone will say no, then you know, I always like to play a game with myself. What's gonna happen in a worst case scenario? So in a worst case scenario in this situation would be that you would hear no from a friend or relative or neighbor or whatever. It's very unlikely that this is gonna happen, but if this happens, don't worry, you have a list. You have a list of friends or family, of relatives, of neighbors that you can go over, and you know, the next person on the list will say yes. So just know that you deserve this, and it's okay to ask for help. If you think that this video would help anyone else, please share it. I know people are struggling with this, and if you need support, our support group Injury Recovery BFFs is open, so click the link and join us now. And of course, if you have any questions about recovery, about your recovery, post them down below or send me an email, and maybe next time I'm gonna be answering your question.